All because she fell out of love with him, a young man thought it best that, you know what? If I cannot have you, then no one else will. This is the heart-crushing story of Agnes' duah and how love was her end and the end of two others that she cared about. If you're a fan of true crime and mysterious stories from the jaws of Africa, then you would like to stick to this video till the end. We'd like you to subscribe to our pages on Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok. Known simply as Agnes, not much was known about this 27-year-old young Ghanaian lady. She wasn't popular, not wealthy to have lived a very fancy life like most people who had money world, but people around the Paona town in Ashanti region knew her as a small business owner, a mother of a 7-year-old, and even an expecting mother because she was said to have been pregnant. Sources had it that Agnes lived alone, although her family members lived in the same region, not too far from where she was staying. On the side, Agnes was said to have been dating Kwado, a 28-year-old skilled businessman who was said to be into welding as a means of earning a living. Now, to many people who saw them from a distance, this was just a couple living a simple life. Agnes and Isaac met some time ago, over a year now. Now, around the time that they met, Agnes had a son, 7-year-old Emmanuel Tomasi, whom she was taking care of as a single mother. For them, things moved as smooth as they could be, and then soon after that, Agnes got pregnant. This was obviously good news. However, things weren't so rosy for Isaac. He wasn't living in the same town as Agnes, and it was tough enough a sacrifice for him to provide and visit as much as he was, seeing that he would soon become a father. Now this and more would begin to create a lot of friction between the two. Now, besides not having money many times over to support his now expecting girlfriend or fiancé, Isaac and Agnes would fall into a series of arguments and fights. Sometimes, these arguments and fights would probably leave them threatening each other no matter how light it was. Now, according to Isaac, he revealed that one of those times they had a heated argument, he decided to act on his threats. He took everything he had ever gotten Agnes. This probably included gadgets, clothing, foodstuff, and other things. All these were in a bid to punish her or even spite her, but Agnes took this very personal. To her, this was probably a statement that meant that they were both done with each other and that their relationship, no matter how strong or whatever was holding them, was done. Soon after, Isaac came back to his senses that he loved her. Agnes would be the mother to his unborn child. Then he decided to make things right. Isaac later realized that it was immature and wasn't right what he had done, so he decided he needed to go make amends. He took everything he had seized and traveled over to where she was staying and probably added more so she could forgive him. Agnes obviously took Isaac back and all the things that he had returned. Now this would be after so much begging and pampering. After all, they love each other and love forgives all. But maybe to Agnes, she was already losing interest or just needed to punish him a little bit more. Isaac, on the other hand, would go back to where he was staying and back to his hustle, and then would be visiting from time to time. However, to Isaac, he discovered that Agnes didn't love him. Now this love that he had lost would lead him to do the most heartbreaking thing that would leave a whole community in tears. According to Isaac, Agnes wasn't her usual self whenever she was around him. She would nag him to hell and back. It practically became a nagging war whenever they were together. Now, over time, this only translated to one thing to him, that Agnes didn't love him anymore. And it hurt him even deeper because he felt that since they were expecting a baby together, that her love would grow stronger no matter what the situation was. Unfortunately, a hurting heart without being unchecked over time would devise the most devilish things to do to people, including loved ones, because Isaac kept on brooding on the hurt of being neglected and treated anyhow by Agnes, and then he decided that, you know what, if I could not have her, then no one else would. Then Isaac planned to visit Agnes one last time to see that he would beg her and see that, if she could change from what she was becoming towards him. And if not, then he would go on with plan B. On that fateful day, the 27th of May 2023, Isaac left his place to visit Agnes, his unborn child, and his stepson. Now on his way, he had bought her favorite drinks, a fan milk ice cream and yogurt. Now, unknowing to her, his plan B was that he had poisoned the drinks, just in case he sees the same attitude. She probably didn't change from her attitude. Unsuspecting Agnes fell for his plan B as she took and enjoyed the drinks alone while her son was sleeping. After taking her favorite drink, she fell unconscious, and then that was when he took out a sharp cutlass from his bag with which he used to decapitate Agnes. According to Isaac, he was satisfied with what he had done, and that was when something strange happened. He was trying to sneak out of the house when he slipped on the blood of Agnes. He fell and stepped on sleeping Emmanuel's body. This woke Emmanuel up, and then he questioned his stepfather why he had killed his mom. Saying that his now stepson could testify against him, Isaac took the same cutlass and decapitated the 7-year-old boy. He cleaned up, took the keys to the apartment, and locked it from outside in order to make it look like the young lady wasn't home. Then he fled to his own town, thinking nothing could lead the crime back to him. But then 3 days later, on the 30th of May 2023, Agnes's neighbors became very worried as they noticed that she wasn't around and her family members couldn't reach her. So they decided to inform the police, who chose to break down her apartment as the first step of their investigation, only to be met with the gory sight of Agnes's lifeless pregnant body alongside her 7-year-old son Emmanuel, both without a head. An immediate manhunt was launched for him, and in no time, Isaac was captured, to which he gave a complete narration of how it all happened and his reasons for committing the crime. This is one story that would not be forgotten in a short time, because literally videos circulating about this case has left people in shock, in terror, in pain. People actually wanted to lynch him, but those security officials who were there to protect him. At this moment, he has been taken to the prison pending trial, and the community has since been left in utter shock, her family mourning the undeserving death of their loved ones.